right, this is the Committee on Public Utilities. This is Monday, September 25th, 2017. We're at 6 p.m. Councilor Della Sola.
Here.
Councilor Hanlon. Councilor McLaughlin. Councilor McKinnon. We have 3 members present. We do have a quorum.
Anybody want to stand up and do a pledge of allegiance?
We have Councilor McLaughlin is also present.
Thank you.
All right, first piece of business. This is a resolution offered by Councilor Richard Della Sola to invite the DPW Director, Jerry Navarra, with the spokesman for National Grid, Dan Cameron, to this meeting on the Ferry Street project. Do we want to take both pieces? They're both identical.
They're both identical. We'll
Take a
collectively. All in favor?
All right, item
All
number
opposed?
2, this
Ayes
is a
have it.
resolution up by Councilor Hanlon, McLaughlin, and McKinnon, that the city engineer appear to explain to the public the condition of Ferry Street from beginning to end. Right.
Gentlemen, you want to state your names and your position, please?
DPW Director Jerry Navarro.
Dan Cameron with National Grid with offices
Is that on?
Dan Cameron, I'm with National Grid with offices at 170 Memphis Street in Malden.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilor Hanlon?
do you want to speak?
No, you.
Mr. Chairman, through you to our invited guests, I know the purpose of this resolution was, and I think I want to talk about what I was thinking of too myself. And we're talking about Ferry Street, which I've talked to you many times. We've talked to you many times about it too. But it's going nowhere. The street is not getting better, it's getting worse. And I don't know who's going down there working on the street now, but somebody else is going down there working on the street, or partially. And they're doing the same thing, they're just leaving holes in the ground. And you must see it, you know. When are we gonna see a resolution to this street? When is it gonna get finished?
I was actually suggesting that some of the councils were going to take a walk of the site and show us exactly whereabouts you're talking about, because we did have National Grid come out and do complete trench work, 2 different areas, correct?
What, say
They did a couple of trench patches, maybe 6 feet wide, from Elm Street to Cherry Street, and they did another section as well. So I'd like to see exactly where you're talking about.
It's, you know, I mean, I go on the street a lot. It's the whole street. I mean, I can't find a good place. Coming from Malden and down to Ferry Street, it's terrible. Well, I'm sorry, up near Malden is pretty nice. You know, I haven't done any work up there. But where they have done the work, it's terrible. There's still scars in the street. It's still very difficult.
I know the street is in disarray. You know, we had this on the TIP project to be done, but that got pushed back a little bit, so we are in a little bit of a dilemma right now. So if Dan wants to add on
Yeah,
that.
I think that's, we're in a little bit of a dilemma, Councilor, because the expectation was that street was going to be fully under construction by next year. So we were asked to get in ahead of time. We advanced our schedule to go in and, because obviously we don't want to be in there after the road is reconstructed, so we did all that with the idea that we wouldn't be spending money on a really, permanent patch or anything, only because it was going to be ripped up the following year.
But the other thing, mind you, I don't want to cut you off, is it was a 2-year project.
Right.
They did get it done a whole year ahead of schedule, so that's another factor to factor in. They're a whole year ahead of schedule before we were supposed to come in after the fact. So this is, we're in that year right now.
Is there another major project going on in Ferry Street?
A major project? No, they might be connecting services, but not a major
No water
project.
lines or anything like that?
The water line is supposed to be installed prior to the road.
So that's another major, and this is the whole Ferry
Yes.
Street? That's
Mhm.
another major project, right?
Correct.
I know it's not yours.
Right.
Right ahead of the roadway project.
And so when will that happen and when will that end?
I would say next year sometime. I don't know, I can't give you a time estimation after that.
2018,
Mhm.
you're saying. Long time. A long time. All right, if anybody else wants to ask a question, if not, I can consider to ask questions.
Okay, Councilor McLaughlin?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, Dan, I want to thank you for doing that street light on Saturday. We residents really appreciate what you did for us down there on Saturday, down on William Street. Second question is, I've been talking to some business owners down Ferry Street neighborhood, around Rich Street to Coolidge or so, there's some real divots in the street, Jerry. You know, I know you drive around all day. That area, I would really like to see smooth it out and kind of cleaned up from, again, Rich Street, a couple of streets over, whether it's Carlson or Coolidge.
Woodward, yes?
That area there, the Woodward, that is a section that I know for sure needs some real attention before the snow starts to fall. So if you guys could look at that area, Dan, I would greatly appreciate that. Councilor Delasola and I were recently having lunch at a business down there, and they were
Coca
talking
factory.
about that. I forgot which business, I'm sorry, I apologize. But if you can look at that.
Sure,
area for
absolutely.
us, that would be great. I would appreciate that. Okay.
Councilor McKinnon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, to the invited guests. Our concern is basically this, is that we don't want the snow to be falling. We don't want to have like, the divots in the road type routine that we had
Correct.
before. So if you can just have someone, maybe a supervisor, go down and check out where there's like low points in the road, there's stuff like that. So there's been complaints that have been coming through. You may want to just run the whole gamut of Ferry Street, but when you do that, just notice where there's a divot or something like that, maybe if we could put some fill in or something like that. I know that off subject, we did one down near the Wynn project, and that was filled.
Correct.
So I think cars were like disappearing in that hole, so that's what we're looking at now. So we just want to, just someone to go out, take a look at it, and then smooth it out somewhat before the snow starts happening, so that we're not damaging cars, plows, whatever. All right. Thanks, Dan.
Mayor, from the chair, just a brief summary. The issue is you guys come in early, and now you guys are getting penalized, National Grid, for coming in early and getting your work done. I thought once you came in, the water comes in, the soil comes in, this is going to get worse as time goes on. But now there's a break between the work you did and whoever comes in 2018. So you guys are getting the brunt of it all now. It's always the hardest, the first person in gets all the complaints and all this stuff. Like Council McLaughlin said, down in front of Rich Street where the Coca factory is, that's a bad spot there. There's one near Chute Street, but other than that, it's rough the whole way down, but again, if you guys came next year and they came right after you, the cost won't come out of your pocket to repair the road. Because of the delay in between, you guys are getting beat up on it. And I appreciate you guys going out and grinding the road, but it's just gonna get worse as time goes on, like my colleague said. So whatever you guys could do to make it passable and you don't hit the bumps, it's gonna get worse in the winter, I appreciate what you guys could do out there. Council McLaughlin?
Thanks, Mr. Chairman. On that note, Dan, you guys are going to be responsible for the condition of that road until the next phase of construction starts on Ferry Street. Is that the agreement? So you guys are taking the brunt of it for a whole another year, roughly around this time next year is when you're going to see the water work begin. So you guys are going to be responsible for the next year.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we, obviously, thinking that this would be done soon after we finished, the project was all done, was budgeted, appropriately, not to be, a patch that would last 25 years, so I know, and so we're in kind of a tough position. We'll do our best to make sure that, obviously, anything that, the situations or the areas that you described will take care of. We just can't commit to go in and do a grind and inlay and a beautiful patch, knowing that it's gonna be ripped up, soon in the
Sure.
future. So
No, we
that's all
get-
we're trying to do, is just
get-
make it so that.
It's passable.
It's passable, right.
Sure.
Until you start full construction.
But come winter time, it's nice weather right now, once you put blades on the streets, once you start scraping snow in the winter time, it becomes a whole entire different ballgame. So right now, there's some patches that we can overlay and it's smoothed out and so forth, but once you start to put blades on the street, it's gonna become aggressively worse rapidly because of the snowfall. So that's why I'm just wondering if you guys are gonna also be willing to come out throughout the winter and continue
Oh, yeah.
to
We're still
maintain that.
responsible for it, sure.
Okay. So there'll be no other work, Mr. Navarro, to you. There'll be
Until
no
the
other
water-
work
Until the water line comes in.
until the water line. So no other connections.
We're 100% done.
They're done.
So you guys are 100% done. So then what is the gap? Is it the
The
city?
gap was, it was a
gap, or-
2-year gap on their part.
Okay.
Was supposed to be to
So
complete
they
the
just
project.
finished the year
They
faster
finished the
than
whole
they-
year. We weren't ready to put the water main in.
And is there any, and I'm not sure if there is, but is there any way to expedite the process
I would
on
have
the
to go back
water?
and speak to the business manager and the water department on that, get you that answer.
Okay, and I'm sure you'll get it to me, just conversation-wise, but
And I'm sure if any potholes arise during the winter, I'm sure you guys will all call me too.
I probably will. But yeah, if you could just see, maybe,
Sure.
maybe there's an opportunity to expedite. I know
We'll do our best.
We would be happy to support that, just to keep that project moving forward.
Sure.
But I appreciate what you guys are doing. Dan, thank you for
Thank you.
always being willing to help us out.
Just one more from the chair. You're saying it was delayed. Is the 5-year project delayed, or did you guys just come in early?
On the what project? The
On the
Ferry
Ferry
Street
Street. I
project?
know
That's a
it's-
state project. I mean, Julius can attest and give you more information
I
on
know all the
that.
Ferry Streets being done from
From
the
the
Parkway to
Parkway
Malden.
to the Malden border.
Right, but was that supposed to start next year, and you guys just came in, the gas
We're
came
not
in?
delaying anything on the city's end, no. We're not delaying anything on our end, no.
But is the water being delayed?
The water's
contract?
not going to delay anything. It's
So
not going to delay that.
that's not why they're coming in 2018?
No.
It was always planned for 2018?
Mm-hmm.
It was actually the funding for it. First, it's actually a federal, also a state road, funding we're using for it. The reason for the delay, it's the funding, they actually going to be funding several cities. We moved from where we at, we actually budget several million. Now we budget 15 million because we have South Ferry Street, then we also have ferry to Malden line, and also we added
Elm Street.
So with that, the cost of removing the railroad ties on Ferry Street jacked up the cost, and we also have some cobblestones, So that was the reason why they postponed the construction date.
Okay. And also, Mr. Chairman, I want to just thank Dave Madden. I talked to him, the manager in the area, and I just want to let you know, thank him also for what he's doing to help you team up here to get this done.
Okay, thank you.
Council McKinnon?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. From you to Mr. O'Frani. Julius, where's this money coming from? As you said, state and federal, is that grants that are coming in, or what is that now?
No, it's a federal aid project. Usually, most cities would request the state, to see if we have projects to be done, or So first, it's one of them. Just like we've done Broadway and other streets. But what we did was hire a consultant who would more or less design the whole project. The project goes from 25%, 75%, then to 100%. So when that project is complete and done by Mass DOT, then that's when they turn over the construction back to the city.
So they reimburse back? Is that what's going to happen?
Well, it's
At a
not-
percentage, or?
No, it's not reimbursement. No, it's more or less like a grant. Give it to all cities.
Okay, so that's a grant that's coming in from
Yeah,
state?
it's got to do with the city. The city, we get into a pool with other cities. And that's how we get the money.
And we got it, okay. Thank you.
Any more questions, councilors? Councilor Hanlon?
Through you to Mr. Cameron, the project on Pleasant Street, is that anything to do with the electric company on Pleasant Street right here?
National,
You mean Broadway?
No.
Oh.
Gas side.
It's who?
It is
National Grid.
Gas side.
Oh, okay.
Gas.
All right, I'm not directing this to Mr. Cameron then. We have any idea, I don't know if I can even talk about that, it's not on the calendar, so let's skip it.
You can give me a call after.
Huh?
You can give me a call later.
Is that it, councilors? Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You all set, Michael? Refer it back to Martha.
All right.
Okay?
I apologize. Because we are all on this item, I think we are comfortable with referring this back to sponsor, thanking the individuals for coming this evening, and we'll work closely with Dan Cameron from National Grid and Jerry Navarro to maintain Ferry Street as best as possible over the next coming year until the water work is begin.
Second
So
motion, Mr. Chairman.
make a motion to refer this back to sponsor, and we'll keep an eye on it as collaboratively.
All in favor? All opposed, the ayes have it. Motion to adjourn?
Motion made, yeah.
All in favors?
All in favor?
Aye. All opposed? Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay.